So welcome back, guys. Today we're here to show 5 things that get you killed or that you're doing wrong with Feng Wei in low to sometimes at higher ranks and higher level of play that you should avoid doing to don't get yourself killed. I think I will make 3 of these because I find a huge amount of moves that you should actually use very sparingly or don't use at all. And we will see if after the first one people say we all know this shit, so please, that's not informative, then I will stop it. We will just jump right into the first one, which is down back 3. A necessary evil to some extent because you're really struggling with Feng Wei if someone plays decent keep out to get in. And for instance against Mishimas, it's somewhat necessary to throw this in. With the new counter hit buff, it kinda is necessary, because if they're keeping you out with electrics and you use my favorite key, tool to come in, you're gonna get counter hit a lot. But when I play at Tekken God or Tekken God Prime nowadays, and there are typical 3 Fang players that I see all the time. One is Turtles PA, who's always plugging. If you watch my videos, stop rage quitting, man, take your L's. But jokes aside, they do this, into this, into this, into this. Every 5 seconds, they're doing a down back 3. I don't know if you know that from this range, I'm almost certainly sure you're gonna do it. Because, okay, you could do 4-4-2, but actually they never do it. They're just mashing like 5 and then try to always come in with this. And then they mix up shitty sidestep options that ain't real on +4, because even if I can only step to one direction, I can backdash if I'm quick enough. And then your fucking sidestep mix-up won't reach me. Even if it's connecting, it doesn't do anything. You get that. And what is even more important, this is -15, man. I can get, okay, if you're playing against Asuka, for instance, or Marduk, they cannot launch this. Do it and do it and do it. But why, if you have down 2, do you need to throw this out all the time? If you want to start your offense, how about dash blocking and down forward one-ing? Which is way safer, way better on hit, not bad at all on block, and just creates a good situation. And if you need the high crush so badly, do down 2. The counter hit is approximately the same damage, even if it's a little bit harder to do. And if they block it, you're -12. Which means that no one can launch you, and it's just better in any regard. And there's some matchups, of course, like I said, where down back 3 isn't as bad. If someone has only a 15 frame launcher and I do it at max range, I will do it, because sometimes they miss their punish even if they block it, and then it's just good, right? And if you do it from a roll dash, it actually has very, very sick range. And you can easily, very easily, as you can see here, which most people don't know, get it to +5, which means it's only -13. But they will launch you almost all the time, and you're gonna eat a shitload of damage. And because of the roll dash, most people expect this, they're gonna duck anyway if you do too many roll dashes. So just, please, for the love of God, use down 2 more. The counter hit is great. The situation afterwards is good, and it's just a good move. It's his best low, in my opinion, at least. Or do down 4. I mean, it's 0. You can still back 1. I know it's not a high crush, but that is more for being annoying. And if you from around here, it is actually +1 if you space it correctly, which is kind of difficult to do, but it has approximately the same range as you can see there, +1. The next move we're gonna talk about, sorry, is down back 1-4 at the wall. This is like a beginner classic. It is only -2, I think, on block, and most people, almost everyone I see goes into back campo afterwards, which is also very shitty, because at -2 you still have 8 frames to be safe to block, so if they just do something smart, then you're fucked. But if you do this, you have to mix it up with the delayed version of down back to 1, which most people don't do because it's punishable. But since the new buff of the counter hit potential, this wall splat better and does it very, very consistently. So if you delay this and you catch someone, you either get a free wall where you will get a wall splat. And if they block it, I think you're minus 11. If I'm correct, let me check it. I think minus 11 to minus 12. So you're most likely gonna eat a jab punish. Minus 11, yeah. You're most likely gonna eat a jab punish, which doesn't, if the opponent doesn't have a knockdown jab punish, that doesn't put you out of the wall. And of course you have decent panic options with Feng Wei. If they're +5 or +6 after their jab punish, that doesn't mean that you don't have tools if you want, which I don't advise you to do too often, but you could still go for a cheeky wall splat attempt afterwards, or for a high crush if you expect more jabs, because most people at the wall will dash block to get out, sidestep to get out, or jab to get out. Some people will hop kick, but if you play against someone like this, then you won't have a problem. So please, before you do that, try to, you can even hit confirm this. Try to hit confirm this a couple of times. Try to counter hit them with the second hit on delay or a normal hit. Or even go for this to bait some jabs. But don't do this immediately. You will die for this. I know in middle ranks like Fujin or something, people won't duck this. But if you condition yourself to this habit, in the clutch you will throw it out. Believe me. And then you will die for it. And if Feng Wei has a super good wall game. You can use this very good as a sidestep punish if you wall splat someone. There it is very, very good in my opinion. But please don't use this frequently open or at the wall. Add your first option. The next one is down for 4 and the mix up of down for 1, ich glaube 2 or something. I think 2, I don't know. When I saw this, I tried to fuzzy it and I learned that you actually cannot fuzzy this, which is great. So you cannot duck and stand up in time to cover both options. So I thought to myself, hey, that is very good at the wall. The second hit has decent tracking, it wall splats, decent frames on hit. But the problem is that the mid from the mid is actually only +1, which means that ducking here is most likely, if it's not for the kill, even at the wall, worth it. Because if someone is stupid enough to do this, you're gonna get 90 damage. If you eat the extension of this, you're gonna get, without rage, I think 16 to 17 damage and +1, which is nothing. You can wall splat afterwards with back 1. What you need to do is really condition them with this. Do this over and over again. This as a punish is very good. It's better than shoulder in my opinion. And if you want to punish something that is too far away with hop kick, and we all know as Feng mains that happens more often than we would like to, then it's good. But please try to really condition them with this at the wall, and even in the open as a checking tool. If you, for instance, +6 to decent natural combo, only -11 with an extension, so most people don't always punish that. And when you condition them, then it's time to throw this in. But like I said with down back 1-4, if you go for it immediately, I know now season 2 is only out for 2 weeks, but people will kill you for this in later games. The next one I want to talk about is actually a bunch. It is up for 2, backswing blow, and back camp. Up for 2 in particular. I see people do this every time when they're on mine. Even at the highest rank. They don't care. They do something like this on block into all the freaking time. I just want you to understand, if the opponent does nothing, it's good, right? And here you're actually +1. And it is hard to backdash. It's a decent option. But if you whiff this for any reason, just let's say you're like something, you want to do something like this. That leaves you very close to the opponent and they are forced to block it. In that situation, it's not even that bad. We're not gonna talk about that homing move. This one is a very slow one, but can easily kill you. So if someone has a fish hook like this, they can track you down. But if you whiff this is so slow on whiff that people will hurt you big time. And I mean, it's only -10, don't even know that it's -10. +3, but the important thing is as a counter hit, of course. If you can connect the shoulder afterwards, it's very decent damage. Of course, I cannot do it because I'm recording. And the range is not too terrible. But if you get your opponent used to doing this, first and foremost, they will use quick homing moves. Second of all, if they can squeeze in a backdash, they will really hurt you. And it is just not worth it. It is just really not worth it. A very, very common example is if you block down forward 1 shallow, I see a lot of people get killed for this. Very, very easily. Because they think, yeah, he blocked the down forward 1, but down forward 1, the situation I will explain in greater detail in another video. But if you get this blocked shallow, do nothing. Please do nothing. And the same goes for backswing blow, which is -15 and does nothing on normal hit. You have to score a counter hit with this. And back cancel, which has 8 frames of vulnerability. And if you are -5 and throw this out, this means the opponent has 13 frames to do something. Like, there are not as many good mids to throw out here. So you really have to be careful about this stance. And about, like, it is better to just focus down on your own defense. If you do that, then nothing will happen. If you are just backdash once, just sidestep, and then when you like try to look clean and try to look like a decent player, then you do back 1 at -9. I don't give a shit. And then you do up for 2, because the opponent will think, okay, he's not a cheese ball. Let's pressure him. Let's do our buttons. We are in ranked. It's 3 bars. Let's mash it out. Then you just go for this all fucking day, of course. But at first, try to play solid so the opponent is not expecting it, because if he's expecting it, you're gonna get hurt. The next one is his 1+2 grab. His 1+2 grabs from back turn do decent damage and lead to great Oki, which is the reason why most people only use them. I think they do, let me turn off rage. I think one does 50 and one does 40 actually. The pizza throw does 40, right? Or does it 34? No, 40, and the back turn throw does 50, right? The back turn throw is very, very beefy. With very, very good Okis between shoulder and stomp. Very good situations. But the problem is, if you have something that is very good and nothing to mix it up with, people will just break 1+2 all the time. They won't react to the button they see. They won't react to the hands they see. They will just break it. And Feng's 1+3 throw is good. Not only that you can change side when you are at the wall with his throws, like most people can, but this, if the opponent is close to the wall and you hit this, it's a very annoying situation for the opponent. If you're like sideways to the wall, he throws them to the side. I know this sounds very theoretical, but it is really a decent throw. And from back turn, I almost every time go for this first, because they cannot see the difference. And most people want to avoid the 50 damage. So they want to always break 1+2 when you're in back turn. And that's where you start to 3 times use this. I wish my PC wasn't on potato mode right now, because I'm playing Tekken on a laptop at the moment, because my PC is not working like I want him to. And I ranked up with Feng Wei because my saving data got corrupted, right? And now I'm like on Yakuza or something. But I really, every time on wake up at the wall, just do this and do the normal grab. And it's so annoying, because I like to do this combo, and then I step with them, go into back turn and do this and throw them to the wall, because normally this combo puts them to the side of the wall. That's why sidestep 4 isn't a good option. And when I do this throw, they're back at the wall again. And this throw is so annoying because the wake up situation is very annoying then. And it doesn't matter if they break it. Please keep that in mind. You're not only doing this for the damage, you do this to make your 1+2 throws viable. That makes sense. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave your feedback down below, and I think I will upload it today. So yeah, take care guys. Goodbye.